Time for a look at one of the underreported stories of the week. The Army is overhauling its fitness tests for the first time in 30 years. So, push-ups will be replaced with the casualty drag, where soldiers drag the equivalent of a body's weight. Instead of sit-ups, the ammo can shuttle sprint. And instead of 2-mile run, a 400-meter run with a rifle. Joining us with his take on the undercovered stories, that is Dean Obeidallah, co-founder of the Arab American Comedy Festival. So, Dean, what do you think here? I mean, we've heard the First Lady say that a lot of kids, a lot of young adults, they can't pass the fitness test to now serve in the Army, to serve in the military. What's the change about, do you think?
Well, I think it's 30 years. I mean, the last time they updated it was 30 years ago. People wearing members-only jackets and little ties with piano keys. I mean, I think it's time to update things. The one thing I noted specifically was that casualty drag, where you drag a 180-pound bag, which is supposed to represent your injured fellow soldier. How come all those war movies I saw, remember Forrest Gump? He went back, he put the guy over his shoulder and carried him. I don't want to be dragged if I'm wounded. I want to be carried like a baby in a blanket, you know? The guy's dragging me, I'm like, leave me. I'll go with the enemy at this point. I do not want to be dragged by you. And also, the obesity thing's a good point. I mean, Secretary Gates talked about that. Maybe 180 pounds isn't the right weight. Maybe you have to supersize that bag, maybe 250, 260, and make it more representative of some of the people.
You think
it's time, it needs to be updated.
You think with the change in these tests, do you think more people or less people will be able to do that?
I think it's going to be much more challenging. From what I read, they were just doing little tests on it, and they had guys who were coming up from behind their desks to actually make them do this physical activity, and they were sweating profusely. But I think, you should add some other things. I mean, maybe yoga, that's good for the mind. And maybe for technology, technology has been a big part of the military, having eye-hand coordination. Maybe they should do jumping jacks while twittering, or, maybe running on a treadmill while doing Nintendo. Because when you operate those drones or missiles or radars, you got to be ready with that kind of stuff. So those are my suggestions to the military. Take it for what they want. I'm just a comedian, but just trying to help.
All right. Well, are you swayed in either way? You think you'd like jump in and try the test?
Me? I think I wouldn't make it. I don't think I could put the uniform on. I would start sweating. I'm in decent shape. I couldn't do what the things they're doing, dragging bags, running for miles and stuff like that. I tend to do that really well on, like, video games. I'm really good at, like, Madden football. I can play for hours. I'm really good at that.
And the uniforms only come in green, as Goldie Hawn had once said. So, you don't want to sport green all your life. All right.
I'm more of a light blue type of guy.
Thank you, Dean. Well, your votes are in. The winner for Choose the News, that's up next.